You know, many students learn about conservation, preservation, recycling, all of the things that help protect our planet while they're at school. Now you can double down at home with a sustainable back-to-school plan that focuses on recycling and other earth-friendly practices. Here with more, sustainability expert Lauren Olson. Good morning, Lauren.
Good morning.
Thanks for being on our show this morning and taking the time out to tell us these great tips on how to be sustainable during distance learning. A lot of kids are still going to be staying at home.
Yeah, well, one of the big things you can do, like you mentioned, is really make recycling, composting, really your waste management part of the curriculum at home. So teaching kids about what Kent County does and does not take for recycling, having them sort it, maybe start your own compost pile out back, or utilize your city's composting container. But really getting involved in waste, I think, is a great way to start with teaching kids about what's going on with the environment.
Yep, know it before you throw it, as those recycling raccoons like to tell us. So what about making it an actual part of the curriculum? I know you're talking about actually doing this in the home, but is there some type of curriculum that actually can be taught that can be incorporated into a homeschooling plan?
Oh, definitely. Yeah, there's plenty of resources online that you can look at about, the science of composting, for example, and how that works. And I think kids just love it with the microbes and the worms and learning about all of that. Some other things you can do is do some recycled crafts. For example, when I was a kid, I loved making notebooks to draw in. And so taking some old paper, using the back side of it, maybe sandwiching it together, a cereal box, and you can make yourself a notebook. And then, as you're feeding your kids snacks and things like that, I think it's really easy to fall into the habit of getting prepackaged, single-use sort of items for your kids. But really, the more environmentally friendly thing to do is to buy in bigger packages and then serve it up to your kids individually. Of course, reusables are best, but, if you're feeling a little overwhelmed with the whole work at home as well as teaching at home, World Centric does make compostable plates such as these that are made out of leftover wood fibers, and they completely compost in commercial composting systems.
So then when you're packing lunches for them, if they are headed back to school, the actual school, you got those sustainable products that you can use. Anything beyond the plates? And of course, tell us about the benefits of composting and compostables as well.
Yeah, so composting is really great because you're actually being able to make things into soil again rather than them living in the landfill for the rest of their lives. And landfills are really just coffins for waste. Nothing really happens inside them. So it's really best to enjoy the circular economy or the circle of life, and make things back into soil again. And World Centric, we also do make school trays. So when kids are heading back to school, there are sustainable options for when they're served lunch in school. But until that time, there's plenty of things to do around the home to learn more about the environment while doing virtual learning.
That's excellent. You can even use those even if they're not heading back to school. I mean, recyclable, compostable plates and silverware, what a great thing to have in your home. Where can we find more information about all of this?
You can go to worldcentric.com, and we have plenty of information as well as a shop. And you can learn more about the environment and see many of our tips about how to enjoy back to school as well as social gatherings in our new era.
Don't forget, you can always help Mother Earth, recycle, compostable, all of those great things. Thank you so much for the time this morning. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
You bet.